Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kurt from ForeverFocusedMedia, and here are 5 things you'll need to shoot a music video. Stay tuned, and welcome to film school. Alright, everybody settle down. Take your seats. Welcome to film school. Class is in session. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kurt from ForeverFocusedMedia. If you're new here, I'm a videographer / music video director. If you like learning about content creation, hit that subscribe button. We can grow together. You don't have to talk about this camera stuff, man. Like, you need a camera. That's the first thing you're gonna need straight up off the jump. You're gonna need to find a camera that's gonna fit your abilities, your shooting style. Make sure it's durable so it lasts you a long time. There's so many cameras on the market. I know it's kind of hard to pick one. Specific camera brands doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Like, when it comes, I know that there's Canon, I know that there's Sony, I know that there's Panasonic. There's so many different types, Fuji's and all these other cameras that are out in the market. You really have to go and do the research to find out what type of look each specific camera has. But one of the things that are very important when it comes to purchasing a camera, especially if it's for music videos, is the frame rate. I have to make sure my cameras shoot at the minimal of 24 FPS and the minimal of 60 frames a second. And the reason why it's important to have a camera that shoots at these frame rates is because 24 FPS and 60 FPS is 2 different looks. If you're shooting a music video at 24 FPS, it's really cinematic, so it looks like some movie stuff, People that shoot music videos at 60 frames, the movement looks too fast. If you shoot the whole thing in 60 frames, it's gonna look like you're shooting something for the news, But when you slow down 60 frames and mesh it with the 24 FPS footage, it actually fits perfect, like a glove, like it's crazy. It just like snaps in, everything looks like it was all shot kind of like in the same frame rate. It's when you're shooting in 60 frames, it slows things down, it matches the 24 FPS, and this is why frame rates are very important when it comes to picking a camera. So shooting a full music video in 24 frames a second kind of make your music video look boring. It's gonna be the same movement throughout the whole thing, and you can't slow down any of that footage. That footage is shot at 24 frames. If you slow it down, it's gonna look like really bad animation. Like, you're gonna be seeing the chops and stuff, and that right there isn't professional at all. When it comes to shooting in 60 frames a second, that's the type of footage you can slow down. It's got enough frames, so when you slow it down, that the movement becomes fluent. Okay, another thing that's very important when it comes to choosing a camera is the quality format in which it records. Like, there's some cameras that come out there and start off by shooting 720p. Then there's another higher quality, which is 1080p, which is more like standard. Everybody uses that for like their YouTube videos and stuff like that, and music videos too and stuff. But now we're in the age of 4K and even 8K. Like, these are all like formats that a camera is capable of shooting, as far as the quality. Now, I would suggest if you're new, bro, jump into the 1080p. Learn how this works and all that good stuff. A lot of the high resolution cameras that are like 4K, they're very special formats. Like, I wouldn't suggest wanting to jump directly into 4K shooting and stuff like that if you're not prepared. Like, to be prepared to shoot in 4K, you have to have a computer that's actually compatible with 4K. If your computer is not compatible with 4K and the display is not compatible with 4K, how do you expect to edit footage that's 4K on a regular display? It can be a hassle. You spending all this money on a 4K camera, you don't have a 4K computer, and now you're like, now I gotta save up to get a 4K computer. It's a pain in the ass, but 1080p I feel like is great. It's great enough to build your social media content. It's good enough to shoot music videos. You can get really good quality out of 1080p. I'm not gonna downplay it as if it's like the worst quality in the world. No, I still shoot music videos in 1080p sometimes, and I also shoot music videos in 4K. I don't really shoot any footage in 720. I just don't like the quality. So number 2 on the list would have to be lenses. Lenses are very, very important. lot of people don't know this, but the size of your lens actually does something to your footage. It warps your footage. You can get some lenses that will make your face look skinny, and it's good. It compliments certain people, but then it makes certain people look too skinny. You can get a lens that'll make your face look a lot wider, but if you put that on someone that has a wide face already, their head's gonna look huge. So you have to be really careful on what type of lens you get, because it really does shape your footage. And if you're looking for that intimate look, that super clean glass look, like, you're gonna want to get like a 50mm, and just it's gonna make your subject look really good and make them look HD as hell. So another good lens to have as your secondary lens for music videos is a wide angle. A wide angle can capture a lot more than a 50mm. Like, you're not really gonna get a full frame body shot with a 50mm unless you're standing way back there. You're gonna lose detail, stuff like that. So the reason why I would suggest on getting a 12mm like wide angle lens for your videos is because the 50mm is gonna make your shots look one way. Another lens is gonna make your shots look a different way, and that gives you more room to play. It's always important to find lenses that complement each other. Wide angle shots are for them like really big shots, like I'm talking about hero shots. People use them for like landscape photography. If you want to shoot buildings and stuff like that, these are great for that type of stuff. It's a great balance between a 50mm and a 12mm. It tells two stories, and when you mesh them together, it tells one story. So that's why I like having at least those two lenses in my bag, you know. Okay, so number 3 on the list. Okay, so number 3 on the list would have to be lighting. Lighting is crucial, man. It's very important when it comes to shooting music videos that you have some sort of lighting. If you have no lighting, I would suggest the best lighting you'll get is during the day, you know. Try to find out where the sun is. There's apps for stuff like this to find out if the sun's directly above where you're gonna be, if it's gonna be blocked by buildings. There's an app for that. I don't know the app, but I'll make sure to probably make a video about that. That's actually a really good app. When it comes to like molding your shot and what you want it to look like, lighting can play a huge thing that helps you, man. It's a huge part. If you're shooting at night with no lighting, you're gonna run into some issues, man. Like, it's gonna be really difficult to find those shots that you're gonna be looking for or trying to get. It's gonna be too many shadows, you know. If you don't have the proper lighting for your subjects and stuff like that, it's gonna be super hard to shoot. This lighting right now is helping me so much just with these videos, because if I didn't have this lighting, it wouldn't look this way. Like, I'm gonna show you. This is what one of the lighting's off. Just one of them. Now, if I was to turn this one off, you're really not gonna see anything. You can't see nothing, right? It's crazy. Lighting plays a huge part in what molds your videos. So just keep that into consideration. If you're gonna go out there and shoot at night, I would suggest making sure that you have lighting. So photography lights are a lot different than videography lights. Photography lights tend to get a lot hotter, so your subjects will start sweating if you're using them for videos, and it's a lot more time taken away. If you just buy video lights, like LED lights and stuff like that, RGB lights, you know, those things can really help you. They're not as hot, and there's some pretty cheap ones in the market. So if I was you, definitely look for lighting. Okay, so number 4 on the list, I would say a Bluetooth speaker. Very, very important when it comes to shooting music videos, because there's been like a bunch of times, like early on in my career, where I would show up to a music video and like play this song off my phone, or the artist would grab the phone and play like his song on his phone and he'd be rapping like this, you know what I'm saying? Yo, 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 and like you're clearly listening to your phone on the footage. Like, it just looks like shit. yo. Like, I don't like seeing that stuff. Like, when I see an artist with a cell phone in his hand on the music, in the music video, it just shows me that there was no other way they can play the song. So trust me when I say having a Bluetooth speaker really sets the tone. If you have something that knocks, man, like something that is really loud, you can get the subject pumped up, man. Like, he's happy, he's shooting his music video, he's jamming his shit. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He giving you that energy that you need, you know what I'm saying, for the music video. And it makes the artist feel a lot better when he's confident in what he's hearing and what he's doing. If he doesn't hear it, you're gonna see his confidence die. There won't be none of like no energy. There's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna look so awkward on camera. So just try your best to make sure that, you know, when you do go out to shoot music videos, that you do have a Bluetooth speaker. Number 5, another thing that I would say is very crucial for every videographer to have would have to be a tripod. Tripods are really good for leveling your shots, making sure that horizontally, you know, the line is perfectly flat. You don't want to have your footage shot like this or shot like this. You kind of want your footage to be at a flat angle. You know, it kind of gives you the eye perspective where it's like straight, you know. If I was being shot like this, it would just look weird, man. Like, it just looks like, you know, and I get it. Sometimes, you know, you can get some artsy shots and go sideways and stuff like that, but like, when it comes to getting, you know, a shot that is planned out and you know you want the levels to be right, a tripod is very important. Other people use things like gimbals and stuff like that, but they can be super expensive. You can get stabilizers where they're a little bit cheaper and you can move around with the stabilizer, but I think the cheapest is always going to be the tripod. Tripods usually come with like one of those bubbles, air bubbles, you see construction workers have all the time when they're trying to level things and stuff like that. You have to get it right in the middle. It really does help you when it comes to finding like that sweet spot on your videos. So once you acquire all the equipment necessary to shoot a music video, the only thing left to do is to go and shoot a music video. Go out there, don't be scared, you know, hit up some artists with some dope music, you know, find some music that you are actually interested in. If you're gonna be editing a music video, you're gonna hear it like 100 times, the song, or probably 200 times before it's even finished with the editing process. So find a song that's gonna make you interested in it, you know, it'll put you into your zone. Whatever you're great at, just keep trying to perfect it, you know, whatever you're not good at, keep trying to perfect that too, you know. It's very important, trial and error. No experience like real life experience. Okay, so if there's anything that you feel like I might have left out on this list, make sure you put that thing down in the comments below. I'm gonna check it out. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and do not be late to class for the next video. Let's go.